So I'm going to be like Senator Rubio and drink my water as I get through the evening tonight. So I'm pleased to be here tonight. I'm very happy to be here, and especially because when I was first invited by the lovely Nadia Al-Kanawati, I flew in from San Francisco yesterday, and my initial thought was, gosh, that's a long trip to go for one evening, 24 hours. It's just too much. But then I thought about the topic, which is my personal passion, which is women in innovation, which is STEM, and I had to do it because every opportunity to get the message out is an opportunity to get the message out. So I'm pleased to be here. So as the daughter of immigrants from India, I was raised with the same message over and over and over again, that education would be my gateway to opportunity in the U.S. While my parents were starting off here in the U.S., brand new, and financial privilege was still to be earned, what was abundant from the get-go was the privilege of opportunity. I was blessed personally with several advantages from the get-go, including a loving family, great teachers in schools, and especially my introduction to the uber importance of math and science from a very early age. I think I was 3. My dad was and still is a brainiac engineer, and he's a math whiz. So math and science were in his DNA. He continually drove home to my brother and I that as long as our foundation was strong in the world of numbers and physics experiments, that we could literally choose anything we wanted to do, go into any field that we wanted to go into. I didn't like it, but looking back, he was ahead of his time and he was so right. While I didn't understand exactly what the why behind his message, and I think we need to do that for kids today, explain the why. I didn't understand the why, but I'm so glad I listened to him. So because of that, as a result of that, today I have the privilege of running my own company in cybersecurity, and I cater to the public sector, which I love, and I get to engage in my personal passion of politics through technology. But there are young children here today in this country, especially young women, who do not have the advantage of family guidance due to lack of awareness or the opportunity to attend great schools to learn early on the critical need of an education rooted in STEM. While it's true that education is the gateway to opportunity, I personally feel and believe that technology is the greatest equalizer of the 21st century. And perhaps the biggest example of this is Steve Jobs, often referred to as the modern day Benjamin Franklin. So the path to innovation, as I mentioned, starts early, and it starts with the right mindset. With technology, anything is possible if you look through a tech lens, and everything is an opportunity for automation. Innovation is not about a light bulb that goes off and all of a sudden you have this great new shiny product or this great website that's going to break barriers. No, it is about creativity. It's about taking something that's already been done, doing it better, making our lives easier, and making things more efficient. That is what innovation is about, to me. To breed this culture of creativity, we have to focus on future innovators. We have to enable them with the right tools in order to build our talent pipeline of critical thinkers here in our country and globally. Our pipeline of talent will be our strongest asset as we prepare to compete in tomorrow's global competitive workforce. The innovation economy is not just about learning math and science, it's about a new way of thinking where creation through innovation is a mindset. My personal path to Silicon Valley, where I live now, started well before I moved there 14 years ago. It started when I was 5 years old, and my mother sat with me every single day and taught me multiplication. So for those doing the math, no pun intended, I was in kindergarten. Today, I am doing the same thing. I am doing the same thing with my 5-year-old daughter. But I'm teaching her how to multiply in a way which really grabs her attention and makes her excited and interested in the subject. We count Oreo cookies together, which is really great. We do. As mentors, we need to be approachable, and we need to be able to teach young girls especially in a manner which they will relate to and which will build their confidence from an early age. Confidence is key. We need to be a clear representation of what young girls can aspire to. I found my way into politics by accident, and I'm able to make an impact every single day through technology in a field that I love. But I'm one of the lucky few. I actually, through my education and my experiences, I've had the incredible honor of helping to build President Obama's technology organization alongside tech geniuses such as Reid Hoffman of LinkedIn, as well as Mark Benioff of Salesforce. It was amazing. And while there are household names like Marissa Mayer and Sheryl Sandberg that do exist, they did not develop by accident, and neither will the next generation of tech minds. We have to work at it. Our STEM talent pipeline must be nurtured purposely by design and aggressively, if I haven't said that enough. Female mentors. Sadly, women are highly, highly underrepresented in the ranks of STEM professionals. In general, here in the US, we aren't graduating enough qualified professionals in STEM, let alone women in STEM. I'm pretty proud of my husband. I'm very proud of him. He's a successful, accomplished CIO for a brand name company in Silicon Valley. He's been published, he's been written up. But on the flip side of that, I'm pretty disheartened by the fact that there are only 20% women CIOs at Fortune 250 companies. How can that be? I recently had the honor of discussing this very issue with President Obama, and I asked him what we could do about the fact that in 2011, India graduated, my birth country graduated 500,000 engineers, China graduated 1 million, and the US graduated less than 100,000. How could that be? I'll tell you, and I told him, for every 100 women who enter college, just 12 will emerge with a bachelor's degree in STEM. Of those 12, 5 will continue working in a STEM field after 2 years, and after 10 years, that number drops to just 3. That compares with 8% of men who major in and continue working in a STEM field after 10 years. I guess I'm manly. So, in addition to education, though, the other critical resource we need is mentorship. We especially need women mentors who can help stem the gap. And by women, I do not mean Latina women, Indian women, I do not mean Swiss women, American women, I mean all women. We have to stand up as role models. We as mentors can play a critical role in opening doors for young women, particularly women, to careers in STEM. We have the power to lead by influence, by our experiences, and through collaboration, we can bring people together to teach them and guide them. But if we're going to walk the walk, if we're going to talk the talk, we do have to walk the walk. There's been a lot of dialogue recently about women leaning into their careers, thanks to Sheryl Sandberg, one of the few visible female leaders in technology. This is great advice, but first we need to make sure that we develop children today so that they have careers into which they can lean down the road. I feel women are the best multitaskers out there. We are capable of maintaining all competing priorities at number one. As women of influence and innovators of today, we need to be door openers and not gatekeepers for the next generation. So what do we do? What am I suggesting? I'm suggesting, of course, a technology solution. I've talked a lot about innovation today, so let's be innovative in how we mentor these young girls. Currently, I personally advocate for STEM education to 7th and 8th grade girls in underserved communities. Nothing gives me more satisfaction than when at the end of my talk they ask me questions and they engage with me. That shows me that they want to learn. And usually it's because I look like them and they feel like I represent something they can be. As an example recently, to inspire these girls, to show them what's possible, I recently took in my photo with President Obama. They were so excited, they were taking pictures of my picture with the president. That was pretty cool. I explained to them, though, that I wanted them to achieve for more, to aspire for more. I wanted them to have a picture like this of their own, except I wanted them to be the Oval Office occupant. It's possible. So young girls today have to think big, but they have to be encouraged and inspired to do so. It's the only way it's going to happen. Last example I'll give you. One of my mentees, her name is Brianna. She's a 7th grader at Leyva High School in San Jose. At the end of one of my panels on STEM, just like this, she stood up with a lot of hesitation and she asked me, she pointed at me, forgot my name, that's okay. I wanted her to remember what STEM stood for. So she asked me, she said, what did I study in college? So I told her, next question, was it hard or easy? And at that point, I knew she resonated with me, we clicked, and she was interested. Till this day, she emails me to tell me about fights with her best friend, about subjects that she's chosen for next year, including advanced placement biology. And most important to me, I want to be part of her path, as she will be the first person to graduate from college in her family. I think that's pretty great. But I'm one person, and while I can maintain a one-to-one or even a one-to-many mentoring relationship with these students, I want us collectively to shoot for a mentoring model for the masses, where one mentor can have multiple mentees, and the mentees also engage with one another. Through connectivity, we have the power to teach, guide, and collaborate. To do this, we need an innovative mentoring technology platform, which I named STEM the Gap. STEM the Gap is an all things STEM access portal, which will guide students starting in junior high to collaborate with mentors in STEM professions and education and to help them achieve their career and academic goals. A safe place where questions can be asked and answered, resources for classes can be found, and role models can be connected with. As mentors, we need to use this platform to share our valuable knowledge and experiences. It's our duty. If each of us can walk out of this room today with a commitment to mentor one young student, ideally a young woman, together we can change the face of the tech industry for generations to come. Thank you.